Hey guys, welcome to Cafe.io. AI agents are one of the coolest pieces of technology in 2025. I'm pretty sure you have heard videos about SaaS is dead, lots of topic around it, but that's not what Mr. Nadella said. However, the point is, this is a skill that you need to master. And why? Because we are headed there, there's a transformation coming. I've talked a lot about those conceptual understandings, architecture, like the previous video was about how do you deploy an agent. This video is about how do you build one using a low code framework like Langflow. Let's get started. So you just head over to the website Langflow. Langflow is one of those categories where you have a low code framework, but it offers a great balance of power if you want to customize and tailor it. This is obviously low code, so you don't have all the flexibility that you get with a more mature framework like a LangChain or Llama Index, and you use them to build an agent or just build it from scratch. But this is great to demonstrate the idea. All you need to do is get started for free. Click get started for free and you'll be taken to a page where you can sign in and register. Once you sign in and register, it's all free. You don't need to spend any money for this. You'll need two tools. I'll talk about all of them, so watch this video till the very end. By the end of this 8-10 minutes or 15 minutes of conversation, you'll be able to build your own AI agent. All right, so let's start with that idea. So you enter this UI, which is just a Astra DB. The point is DataStax is a company which now owns Langflow, and they have provided a visual deployed version. So you go up top, you click Langflow, and you'll be greeted with this. All right, what you'll actually be greeted with is, sorry, should have just landed on that page, but that's all right. The UI sometimes takes a few seconds to go here and there. Yeah, so this is the page that you end up. You can click a new flow and you can take any of those pre-existing agents, start from scratch. I have basically started from scratch, and this is the basic flow that I have. In here, I'm just trying to demonstrate the idea of what an AI agent is and how do you work with it. So if I remove everything, the prompt, the chat input and chat output, and just have this component, which is the agent itself. Where do you get this? You go to agents, you drag this, and you'll get that agent. You can see there are two different agents that I've added. Both of them have they have the OpenAI API key already installed, which is a variable that you need to set. I'm assuming you guys are aware about OpenAI API key. If you are not, you just search for OpenAI API key, go to API keys in OpenAI platform, assuming you have your credit card installed, you put a name and then you create a key and it will be the key. All right, I already have a bunch of keys, so I'm not going to go over them again. But let's say you have these agents. So for the simplicity, I'm just going to have one. What do you need to have an agent, right? Let's think about it. First things first, what are they talking about? They are giving you enough controls within the framework to think about the agent abstraction itself. So there's a lot of parameters that you can control. All I did is just click this button, which is controls, and you'll see a ton of parameters, about tools, how do you want to have external memory, order, metadata, template, blah, blah, blah. The most key parameters are it needs a model. So I've selected the provider as OpenAI, which is, OpenAI. You select a model name. I usually go with 4.0 mini just to maintain the cost in this demonstration. But again, you can take whatever you want. Needs an needs an API key. So I'm just going to give it that. And then it needs agent instructions, which is a customizable piece of text. Like it says, you are a helpful assistant that can use tools to answer questions and perform tasks. Now I'm not gonna go over each tool, but I'll show you like how can I design an input. So here's an input. All I'll do is I'll take this input and I will connect it to input. So basically what I've done is I've made this like a flow now. Instead of the agent instructions, what I can do is I can have a prompt and I can add that here. And this prompt can be the one that we use to pass instructions to agent. So it can be connected here, and basically you'll see this changes to receiving input. And what you can do here is I'll tell it like, just a random prompt. You are sarcastic AI agent, make fun of everything that you have been asked. So this is a way for me to usually if I have to test a flow, I will make it sarcastic like a prompt. So I know that the flow is working. And now what do I need is I need a way to stream an output. All right. So the way to think about output here would be, I have this plus and ta-da, you have your output. So I can connect the response here and it's receiving input. And this is it. This is done. This is very, very, simplistic way to think about an AI agent. I'll repeat, you have an input, you have a prompt which is guiding the agent or the system, and there's an output. I can just go to playground, click playground, and ask it a question. Tell me about the world. And basically what it's going to do is it will run the flow and it will try to create some sort of more scenarios and think about it, but actually it's going to look at the prompt and give me an answer. So it's like, it's giving me an answer. The world, it's a big spinning wheel of confusion wherever the people argue about peace, best pizza toppings and all that. So I will just put again, tell me about the world, send, and yeah. Oh, you must really be fascinated by the world. It's a magical place, blah, blah, blah. It's just a random piece of text that it's going to keep on giving me. It's basically trying to make fun of me. It's just a little bit of sarcasm and it will repeat it in the same way. I can change the question to something else, etc. Right now it has no tools, so it doesn't give me a any sort of way to interact with external world like search and all that. But I'll talk about those complicated scenarios more in the upcoming videos. So if you are interested in having a specific kind of an agent built like a research agent, market analyst. By the way, I've done a market analyst video, like a bot that can create market research, like stock market research. So on my other channel, QuantLab, I'll put a link somewhere. Here's an Once you click on this button API, you can actually take this API endpoint and just integrate it into your systems, or you can have a Python code and it just works fine. And this is pretty much it. This is a basic way of dealing with agents. Want to leave with the idea of tools that, for instance, you have a bunch of different tools. So let's say I add a search tool. Okay. So I add a tool here, and yeah, this is the tool pretty much. This tool is connected to the agent. So now instead of something like a sarcastic agent, if I say you are a research bot, help me structure topics from the search. All right, so now I'm gonna just change the prompt a little bit and see if it works. It'll still ideally should be able to use the, sorry, what's happening, some sort of glitch. Yeah, it's there. Okay, I hit a playground, search for Apple new products. All right, so probably it's gonna run a flow, and now what it has access, or what it should do, I'm not sure if it's gonna do or not, is that it should know, okay, there's some sort of network error I'm getting, which is fine, which is more from a framework perspective than actually this tool not working. But basically this tool should be able to be, this tool is used by the agent to kind of make a search query. I'm just gonna hit it and try one more time. Search for Apple, and yeah, let me see if it still gives me a network or something like that. This is a deployed version. Okay, it's missing a, okay, now it realizes that DuckDuckGo search is missing a search query. So it probably needs a way to get the search query as well. It needs to be connected to one of these options right here to configure it. And it shows that should build to validate state. It is basically not validated. However, the key message here is that what you have on the left hand side are a bunch of tools, database tools, Google search tools, Wikipedia, YouTube transcripts, and all of them can help you build a pretty complicated bot. What I have done in my other channel, or probably can do it another video, is a more system driven bot which has couple of tools that are associated to it. I'm not sure what's happening to me today, but one of them could be doing a search. For instance, this agent, right? This agent actually connects to a more formal tool like Tavily AI, which is a search query, which is works. It has a researcher profile. It has a tool like Yahoo Finance. It has the ability to use some calculations, analysis, and editor. All right. So this is a relatively complex agent that I'm going to talk about in next video. If you have liked this conversation, hit me a thumbs up. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.